So, but Carlos, let's get into the AFC East. This division has been one that ever since Tom Brady left, it's like, everyone was like, yes, it's finally our turn, and so that's where it's been like. But the Buffalo Bills have been the team to be here in the AFC East, and so that's exactly where I want to start with them. This team, every year, they show up, they compete, they have a quarterback who is top, what, 3 quarterback in the league? I mean, if you even want to put him in the top 2 in some arguments. MVP winner. My biggest thing with the Buffalo Bills is, why can't they get this guy any weapons? Like, it's just like, if you look at this offense, and honestly, if you look at how the Buffalo Bills play the game, Josh Allen carries that team to victory. Like, every single week, that guy carries that team to victory. They have a good defense, don't get me wrong. But Josh Allen, I mean, they don't have anybody to throw to. He has a little bit of help with Cook in the backfield. He had a 1,000-yard season last year. So, but I mean, they went out, they got Amari Cooper last year in the middle of the season. They thought maybe that was going to help. That didn't help. Now he's a free agency. I'm honestly thinking, bring in Keenan Allen. He's a free agent out there right now. He's a receiver that still produces. It's like, give this guy a little bit of help, because I still don't know how Keon Coleman is going to pan out. A lot of Buffalo Bills fans, I think that they have a lot of high hopes for him. He just doesn't have that separation in the NFL, and we kind of saw it last year. So, how do you feel about the Bills?
Oh, I feel about them. I think they suck, and I hate them. This is a great division that you truly hate the other 3 teams. So whatever team you are, you hate the other 3. There's no like, no, you just hate them. I hate the Jets, I hate Buffalo, and I hate New England. So it's, but you're right. They don't give him, he doesn't get, well, he had Stephon Diggs, so you can't, there was a time where they gave him the star receiver, and he had it, and they played well together, just something didn't mesh there between the two. But they keep just giving this guy pieces, not like Keon Coleman. I don't think is a 1 by any means. I don't think you can go to the combine or your pro day, wherever he ran a 4.65, and go, oh, he's fast on the field. No, there's a translation somewhere. But they go out and get Joshua Palmer, who's not. He's a good depth piece. You get Elijah Moore, fast as can be, but Elijah's been all over the place, and he's another good depth piece. But he's not those guys. Like, they just don't have that guy, and they have Shakir, who's another. He's a 2. They got a bunch of 2s and 3s. They don't have they need the 1, but I don't know if this is a team if you give him a 1. Like, he's had the 1, and then they went out and got Dalton Kincaid with Dawson Knox, and it was supposed to be this 2-headed tight end monster. Like, oh, nobody's going to be able to guard them, and then they get hurt all the time. So when one's hurt, the other one's healthy, and they just bounce back and forth. So, and you're right. This is Josh Allen's offense. He was at his best when Ken Dorsey, Miami Hurricane, was his quarterback coach. That's when he became the MVP. Like, he was good, but everything just runs so much to Josh Allen. Like, how he doesn't get hurt is amazing to me. Just as much as he runs, and he's all over the place. Guy's one of the strongest runners. But even their backfield, you look at James Cook. He had a good year. He had 18 touchdowns last year, had over 1,000. But it's nothing like. Is James Cook going to score 18 times again this year? No, that's not going to happen. That was an oddity for him. So, he's probably you're going to lose 10 touchdowns out of him there. So, at some point they do have a good O-line. They have a mean O-line. They've got some guys on there that are mean, which helps out quite a bit for Josh Allen. But I still think it's the play of Josh Allen. It's so hard when we knock an MVP caliber. Like, when people hear me talk about Lamar Jackson, they're like, you're crazy. He's an MVP caliber. But is he Super Bowl caliber? Like, and is he a Super Bowl winning quarterback? And Josh Allen gets to
about Phillip Rivers. We just got
he is.
about Phillip Rivers.
As great as Phillip Rivers' career is, there's no Super Bowl ring. Look at Dan Marino. Arguably, between his peers, the best quarterback to ever play. And this is from his peers, not from me as a Dolphin fan. he doesn't have one. But so there's that little something there that I think Josh Allen's lacking. You see him go in these big games and he blows it at the end. You know, there's a fumble, a untimely interception. Not to take anything away with the guy. I would love to see this guy in a Dolphin uniform. Love it. Don't get me wrong. I'll take my chances. But I mean, Buffalo's a good team, man. They got their defense is good. You know, I don't know what your thoughts are on the Joey Bosa addition. I feel like the Bosa boys get hurt too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how Joey Bosa, who has had a hard time staying healthy in sunny San Diego, or well, I mean Los Angeles now, but and now he's going to Buffalo, which the weather can be pretty brutal. So, and I mean the field
Yeah,
conditions and everything else like that. It's a hard transition. You know, I mean, people talk about those Monday night games that we always get in Buffalo where I mean, there's always like the pregame footage where it's like the snow is coming in sideways and you know it's like you can barely see anything. The chill factor is like -13. It's like these guys are going to play out there, and then you always have the guys warming up and with no shirts, you know, so I mean
they're idiots.
it's always going to happen. And of course, you know, then you have the fans. Again, my favorite Buffalo Bills fans moment last year, I believe it was last year, where this guy up in the like third, you know, in the upper deck poured a beer on himself and he was bald and it like became like like an ice cap. Like it
Yeah,
almost like immediately froze to his head. So they're
idiot.
built different up there in Buffalo for sure. Um I I want to say Buffalo I feel like is becoming one of those teams where you're always rooting for them, right? There's always that
Never.
like, well, okay, except if you're a fan of the Miami Dolphins, but for America, right? For the majority part of America when they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC conference, America wants to see Buffalo Bills win. America wants to see Josh Allen win. Because if you think about it, Josh Allen kind of came from an underdog story. Do you remember just a few short handful of years ago when there was rumors of them getting Cam Newton and giving up on Josh Allen because he was a bust. He wasn't going to produce into anything. Could you imagine
My
if they did
God,
that?
I would
Could
have
you
loved
imagine?
that.
Well, I know you would have loved that as a Miami Dolphins fan, but I mean, who? I mean that would have killed what we've been able to witness now
Yeah.
in Buffalo with Josh Allen. So I'm a big Josh Allen fan. I really hope that he does get an opportunity to win a Super Bowl.
I don't think Buffalo's intended to win Super Bowls. I think they're just intended to have good records, go 4 straight years, and then lose them all, or get to the AFC Championship and just lose to Mahomes, and possibly just trade their pick to Kansas City so that Kansas City can get what they need to beat them. So there's something that goes on there with Buffalo. So I don't know if they're destined to win Super Bowls,
Yeah, I don't know if
but they're in the way of the Dolphins. So you know, at some point, like when does that? Like, how many years do you go for Buffalo, and you're it's just not happening. Like the defense is going to get older. They do a good job of drafting. Landon Jackson's not. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the guy from Arkansas. Even when he came out of high school, looked goofy, but evidently, according to scouts, he's got great potential, and I think that's a terrible word to put on somebody. But at some point, they're going to age out. Milano's going to get older. They got Gregory Rousseau, who I love because well, he's a Miami Hurricane. But you know, I feel like when they get Joey Bosa, it's just Von Miller 2.0. Like I
mm,
feel like there's probably going to be an injury there because it's a Bosa. They're just prone to get hurt. They're freaks of nature. Don't get me wrong, but they're just prone to get hurt. So, but they are kings of the division. I mean, I think they're on fifth year, maybe possibly sixth of winning this thing. They own the AFC East. I mean, ever since like you say Tom Brady's left,
yeah.
they took over the helm and ain't letting go.
Yeah, and I don't see them losing this division again this year. I see them making another late playoff push. Divisional, possible conference, maybe Super Bowl. Do we get the Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions Super Bowl that we've been hoping for the past couple of years this
No,
year? Do we
no.
finally get that? Or
No.
are we just cursed to never witness that? So, but we will find out what happens. I think that the Buffalo Bills are going to win this division. I don't see any of these other teams, really giving them a run for their money. I don't see them giving them a run for their money.